we went through the 4 steps last week. We got data using Quant. Then we fit a model to that data using the lm command. So we fit the data using our training data set, and then we predicted what we expected to happen for the next 100 days. So using the model. And the test was we could compare to see what actually happened during the 100-day period with what our model said. And we found that it didn't actually do all that well, because the prices kept going up while the trend was down. So then I wanted to look at other models that we could have had. I just used the best fit regression linear model because I didn't want to get bogged down in the specifics of the details of these various other models. I wanted to get the broader framework context, which is clearer when you just have a simple model. So you can see, oh, okay, if I fit this line to my data, then I can see as the line, the trend is down, and what is the price going to be? Well, it's going to be on that line. That's what the model expects. So then I thought, okay, what kind of models would I like? I mean, if you were to say, okay, come up with a model for the share prices and make a prediction, I'd kind of want something fancier than a best line fit. Though that's not a bad starting point. Then I looked around a bit online and I came across this, which I thought was the best one, or that's the video I like the best. You can see the URL there. I'll put the URL in the description below this video. But basically he applies loads of models and then he fits them to the data, and then he makes predictions to show, you know, what might happen. And he talks about how, you know, when you just had the simple model, the predictions, possible predictions, were in a small range, and then with other ones you got all kinds of future paths. But you know, you can see that yourself. Going further, so I subscribed and had a look at his channel. He actually only has that video, but it's a good one. You can then click on the link, which brings you over here. So he has more supporting material to accompany that video. So clicking on those, you can get the data files that he worked with and that kind of stuff. So it's a very well, it's an excellent video and site, which is why I'm talking about it. So, you know, as he says here, predicting techniques used and briefly explained are this excellent selection. So yeah, there is. I finally evaluated on 30 stocks. In the video he talks about, you know, you could use hundreds and you have loads of methods, and then he compares, you know, which one did best. So it's best you can have a look yourself. I've been focusing primarily on the Brexit vote, which is coming up in a couple of days, because I think that type of situation is interesting, since normally we would use historical data to kind of provide our experiences, provide our wisdom, be the basis for our wisdom, our insight as to what things are likely to happen, or this could happen, but it's very rare. But with the Brexit vote, what do you compare it with? So you don't really know how, you don't have a guide. So a lot of the stuff was using the Scottish referendum as a comparison, though is that the same? I was looking at the different methods that you could use to make a prediction. So you get one picture from the pollsters and you're getting a totally different picture from the betting markets. So how do you choose between them? So that kind of uncertainty, where the pollsters, who basically are normally your best guide, I mean, they are the people who have actually sampled and asked loads of people to get a sense of what the feeling amongst the voters is. But they have been very wrong several times recently, and the betting markets have basically done better than them. But is that always going to be the case? So basically, to my mind, that uncertainty provides an opportunity, because it increases the odds. So if I want to take a position, if there's greater uncertainty, I'll get better odds. So if everyone knew, oh, for sure this is going to be a yes or a remain, then you couldn't make any money. The probability would, the odds would be like 1.01, like 100 to 1 on or something, which is the case if you wanted to say bet on whether Scotland are going to vote remain or leave. You get nothing. You get 50 to 1 or something. So I'll be doing another video on that probably, and I will, either tomorrow or Thursday morning. Or so that was where my focus was. I'll come back to my normal financial mathsy kind of stuff after that, where I want to do, I think, a couple of videos. So looking at doing time series in neural networks with R, because you just use a package. So it'll just be a command, like, so forecast, and maybe one of the parameters will be using a neural network. So it's not like we'll have to do all that much work. So at the same time, I want to have done a video on that so that people can see, okay, if I wanted to do forecasts with neural networks, how would I do it? Well, in that video, we'll just get some data, use that neural network, go through the step-by-step how you get forecasts using neural networks, as well as time series, which is actually mentioned and covered in the video I talked about.